So I think that's my rug for one room. I'll go over this rug sample. Yellow might be a lot, but it also might be fabulous.
Welcome to Dollhouse Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Kelly Finley from Joy Street Design, based in Oakland, California. I have a 6-year-old and I wanted this to be a dollhouse that she would love as well. And so I decided to focus on this theme of Black girl magic, where I made it seem like I was designing a dollhouse for Blue Ivy. I reached out to different vendors for wallpaper that I thought would speak to it, and I ended up with a very black and white palette with all these pops of really fun colors. So I'm very excited to see how it all comes together. This is a yellow that I've used a few times. It's from Farrow & Ball by Bouche, and I'm just obsessed with it. I just think it's such a fun color, and I think that the outside of the house should always be an interesting, fun color. And I just thought that this would be great, and then a little bit of the eggplant purple on the door. I think it looks like a fun, happy house, and that's kind of always what I'm trying to achieve. Let's get to work. I reached out to a textile company in Haiti called Yael et Valerie, and they created a small-scale version of their wallpaper that represents different women, all the same silhouette, just in different roles with different hairstyles and different uniforms. And so I'm super excited to showcase that wallpaper. The interesting thing about my theme is that I was thinking of it as a young child's space, but at the same time I still clearly have adult things inside of it. So this room is supposed to be for kind of a tween, it's not supposed to be for an adult. So we've wrapped the wallpaper that I'm obsessed with all the way around, and then we added a cork board on one side as all tweens love, and we put some of her favorite things. We have a nice vanity with a stool and perfume, and then we have a nice velvet bed and a little bench at the foot of the bed. I mean, this is wallpaper. What's the worst that can happen? I'm not sure. I think I prefer bigger walls for wallpaper. I will not be defeated. I don't know if I really need wallpaper on this wall. This is one of the crazier ideas that I have, is I took fake grapes and I took them off and painted the stems black to see if it'll look like a bubble chandelier inside. So we'll see if it works. We start out with the dining room, which we also wrapped in a nice, fun black and white wallpaper. The room obviously centered around the table with these interesting black chairs that have a pattern on them and green velvet cushions. And then this is where the bubble chandelier is hung over the dining room table. We added a nice little console, and this is where the bigger pieces of artwork are hung to add a little bit more interest to the room. For the bathroom, a 3D printed tub, which I got from Etsy, obviously. Where I have this lovely yellow tile that we will see how it actually looks in the space in lieu of wallpaper. I purchased the sheet of tiles, and I realized once I got here that it would be very difficult to cut them. So what we ended up doing was painting the wall yellow that matches the tiles. So in the few areas where we do actually have gaps, you can't really tell unless you are looking for them. So it ended up making the whole wall appear to be tiled where there's still actually gaps where we couldn't really fill them in. There's a nice open vanity so it doesn't feel heavy in the space, with obviously a mirror and a nice toilet, and of course the lovely yellow tile wall, which is really the interesting aspect of the bathroom, with the nice bathtub and also another bottle of champagne, funny enough, with a towel rack as well. This home person likes to drink champagne, just a thing. To start off the entire theme, we have this great deconstructed striped wallpaper from Miles Red, and we put that along the entire space. For the backsplash area, we actually put in a nice mirrored wallpaper that provides a little bit of depth into the space and kind of just switched it up from the more geometric shape in the other wallpaper. And in the living room, we kept it pretty simple with a sofa, a nice coffee table, and a TV and console. We have this great carpet that we created from fabric sample, and the glass coffee table really does a good job of not obstructing that view. And in the kitchen, we just have a nice open kitchen, but we have our fun little 3D printed refrigerator, our coffee maker, and our island with the cheese and champagne on top. I was very surprised that it actually has come together as well as it did. I definitely had a point of view where I wanted to showcase, where I was focused on black and white, and I wanted to showcase some interesting wallpaper and pictures that kind of celebrated what I could say is black girl magic. But I'm really pleased at how it all kind of flows together and makes sense. Even the things that were additions at the last minute seem to really make the space work. I had a great time doing this dollhouse. It was fun and engaging, and it really tested my ability to think outside the box. Thank you for having me, and thank you for watching Dollhouse Beautiful.